and promote national cohesiveness and moral questions, including what our values are and what is acceptable to our communities. We must have moral threshold, and we cannot manage to police morals. It is very sad and very unacceptable to hear, especially a young upcoming Kenyan abuse the head of state and the president of the republic, Mshenzi. What moral values do you hold? What examples are you showing the upcoming young members of our society? The presidency is a symbol of national unity. May have a difference with individuals, but the presidency is a symbol of national unity, and you cannot abuse the President Mshenzi, as we saw the young senator abuse our president. I particularly had an opportunity during the time of President Kibaki, when there was a difference with our High Commissioner from UK, High Commissioner Clay, and some ministers attempted to attack him. But the president then, the late President Kibaki, said that you cannot attack the High Commissioner. We must engage London and UK, because the High Commissioner is a representative of UK and they don't have a dispute with us. And for that reason, equally, we cannot afford to accept a person abusing the president. It's not acceptable. But I believe the government will not stoop low to argue with such individuals. Importantly, there are a number of cases where we have seen individuals give completely false information or misinformation. I remember after the elections in Olkalau, a former vice president said 68 women were raped. And nobody followed to ask, was it true or not true, apart from, I think, Nakuru County. So I want to ask members of the Fourth Estate that you must ask us hard questions, both government and opposition, because this is a democracy. We must have government at every time. We must have opposition at every time. But you must ask us hard questions. We must collaborate all our sentiments with facts and with data. If we don't do that, then we are going to fail on our responsibility, because many of us, many younger people coming up, we have the famous Gen Zs. They want to listen to us. They want to push our country to a certain level, but it must be factual. We cannot afford to spread rumors and say things that don't add up. I know that our Constitution 2010 undoes a chapter on human rights. And basically, what is most important is that we must understand the rights and fundamental freedoms gained in Chapter 4 of the Constitution 2010 may not bear fruit if we don't understand the rights, that these rights have limits as provided for in the Constitution. So the right to speak, the right of speech must have limits. With humility, I want to ask all Kenyans to read the campaign manifesto for His Excellency the President when he was campaigning in 2022. He made promises to Kenyans. Every one of us, and especially the young people, we have a population that is highly educated. All of us may not be employed, but majority of our population is highly educated. It's important that you read the manifesto of His Excellency the President on what he promised Kenyans. He promised Kenyans improvement and development in agriculture, affordable housing, universal healthcare, the medium, small, the micro, small, and medium enterprises, and the digital superhighway. So it's important to go into details and ask yourselves, because people keep on saying the president's a liar and he has done nothing. So anytime an individual comes to tell you the president has done nothing, ask him questions. That before the president took over, and it is basic today when we talk about fertilizer, it was 7,000 shillings. It has been 2,500, and he has said in a month it will be 2,000. Ask, is that factual or is it a lie? If we say we have registered 7.1 million Kenyans on digital platform to enable us curb corruption, because otherwise before, individuals would buy the whole bulk from cereal board and come to sell. Now you get your allocations on digital platform. If we say that the price of coffee has moved from 60 or 70 shillings to 160, it's factual. If we say when the president took over, this country had serious debts, including the Eurobond, and we were listed that we are not going to pay our debts, it's factual, and we have paid. And we are not saying that we don't understand the reasons why the country took a lot of loans and the president got an empty coffer. Because we understand that the government of President Uhuru Kenyatta had challenges. We had COVID-19. Nothing was going on. Our hotels were closed. Our transport system was closed. We had drought. We had also the famous war that we had in Ukraine, affecting our fertilizer and affecting a number of our grains, especially wheat importation. And we were in problems, and the president still had to work. So we got a lot of loans, and the president inherited a lot of loans. So these are facts that must be agreed upon. When we were starting housing with President Kibaki, with President Uhuru, you find that we had intergenerational system, but people went to court and affordable housing could not take place. So it is important that we ask hard questions, and that is what I'm asking every one of us, to ask hard questions. I've seen members of the opposition, because opposition is a very important component of government, because they are also a government in waiting. So they must tell us what they want to do. I saw the other day, again, Senator Sifuna saying that he does not have a manifesto. What he has is one term. The president must go. We know the president must go at one term, whether one term or two term, he must go, because that is what our constitution has provided. But what are you laying for these young people who are coming up? What are you going to do better? So the media, I'm asking you, ask hard questions so that we can, and even me, ask me hard questions. And when I finish this, I hope you'll ask me hard questions. Lastly, but not least, you are aware that on tomorrow, we'll be inviting you for the Katiba Day. It will be 16 years since the promulgation of the Constitution, 2010. And the promulgation of the Constitution 2010 was one of the gains we achieved under Vision 2030. We may have achieved much, we may not have achieved, but it's important. So I'm inviting all of you for Katiba Day tomorrow. Equally, I also want to inform you that Kenya is hosting the second East African Regional Educational Conference. I hope you have managed to visit the regional conference. This is the second regional conference. We have cabinet secretaries, we have permanent secretaries from within East African region, Tanzania, Uganda, Sudan, and the rest. So we have visitors here, and we are hosting the second East African Regional Education Conference. Equally, I know many of you may have questions on our annual capitation. The government has released 307.5 billion capitation to schools, ensuring seamless learning this year. The money includes 18 billion, which has been released this third term, and there was also